Good morning, guys. We just arrived in Toledo, Spain. We're gonna be doing like a day trip kind of thing here and then spending the night before we head back down to Granada tomorrow. So let me just show you guys the view real quick. We're at the Mirador del Valle, which is like the big famous like overlook of the whole city. It's gorgeous. It's a little cloudy today and a little chilly, but it's still pretty nonetheless. So here we have it, the whole view of the city. It's gorgeous, massive for the whole glimpse there, but yeah, the city was built originally by the Romans, and then Muslims, the Moors, lived here for a while and ruled, and then eventually the Christians, and then it kind of got forgotten for a while, and then it was rediscovered, and I mean, now it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, so there's a lot of history in the city. And it's just a beautiful place, and we're excited to explore it with the family. So this is the old monastery slash cathedral de Santo Tomé, I believe it is. But monks still live here to this day. It's constructed by Isabel and Ferdinand. So we're inside the monastery right now. And there is a little garden here in the middle. And then these long corridors that kind of go all the way around. It's very reminiscent of like Harry Potter. Like this feels like it would be a courtyard in Hogwarts. How do you get the water? And now we're inside the adjacent church that was constructed, but they're still used today. This is And you have your super high ceilings as always. Yeah. And they have little inscriptions in the walls there. Yeah. And then this is the view of the garden and the monastery from the second level here. They have nice fitting music playing in the background. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Very tranquil. And of course, you always have to admire the artwork on the ceilings. Everywhere here, really. But it's very detailed, very pretty. Gatos of Toledo. Now this is the synagogue of Santa Maria la Blanca. It's built in very Islamic styles, even though it is a synagogue, because to the best of my knowledge, I believe it was constructed by the Moors for the Jews to use to worship, because they were pretty religiously tolerant. And then whenever the Christians arrived, they turned it into a church. And now there's not much of a Jewish population left in Toledo, so it just serves more as a historical artifact, or site, I should say, for visiting. But it's very pretty, very well preserved. Yeah, it's just cool to look at all the architecture in here. So here we have El Entierro del Conde de Orgaz, the famous El Greco painting. Café de las Monjas. This one looks like it's gonna kill you though, I'm not gonna lie. So now we are in the Iglesia del Salvador. Never been here before. It's smaller than the last one, but still obviously very rich in history. It's part of this like wristband tour that we're doing, where it's kind of like you get this band and you can get into all the different sites for free. Not for free, you pay for it. But I think it's cheaper than buying like individual tickets at each site, so would recommend. But yeah, it looks like there's a lot of just like different artifacts and statues here, so I'm interested in reading in them, kind of learning what they all are. But I'll show you guys like a little pano here of what it looks like. So this looks like this was like the old original part of the building construction. I wish I did have a tour guide though. I would recommend, if you ever come to Toledo, get a tour guide, because the whole city is, like I said, kind of one big museum, so it helps a lot if you have someone kind of explaining it all to you, because I wish I could just like know the whole story of this place. But yeah, it has the Islamic arches there, which is pretty standard for this area, Spain slash Toledo. But yeah, this is kind of like the big pano of the church. It's very simple compared to the last one. So upon further reading here of this brochure, which I kind of didn't even think to read, apparently that this church that we're in, Iglesia del Salvador, was originally a mosque built in the 9th century, which would explain the arches seen on the inside and kind of like the overall size and structure and design of the place. But then it became a Christian church in 1159. So to think that this place is in existence since the 9th century and then a church since 1159, it's just kind of crazy that it's kind of withstood the test of time and can still be visited to this day. It's a cool opportunity. Grateful to be here. So Mom found this, but I guess in this patio here, there's just a bunch of cats just chilling in someone's little patio. So now we're coming up here on La Iglesia de los Jesuitas. Again, never been here before, so I'm excited to see the inside. We're inside. I still think that the first church, this monastery of San Juan de los Reyes, might be my favorite, just because I very much like the Gothic style, but obviously I'm also a sucker for these high ceilings. So yeah, I mean, it's really, the lighting in here is really cool. And like the white, I think that makes it look a lot, I don't know, fancier, if that makes any sense. I'll show you guys. But yeah. Again, I wish we had a tour guide to explain everything, but it's still really pretty. The gold against the white, like the contrast. Again, I'm the sucker for the ceilings here. Really am. They just amaze me for some reason. So there's some relics here, different bones, I don't know if you can tell. I'm assuming of important religious or political figures, but I wish I knew who, so I would say. But regardless, it's crazy that these are just so well preserved and just here. Like what? But, yeah. We're in the balcony section now. I don't know if this is technically what you would call this, but the organ up there, stained glass work. Here's an even better angle. Just the whole church. So right now we're in Plaza del Ayuntamiento, and here's like the really big Cathedral of Toledo.
This is the back, by the way. You say that. Trasera. You gotta go around.
So it's La Trasera, according to Mom. I don't know if we'll be able to tour it. I hope so, because it's very cool. But yeah, that's that. I forget what the official name of it is, so I'm just gonna right now say the Catedral de Toledo. We're inside the Cathedral right now, Catedral de Toledo, so I guess that is what it's called. I will say though that I wish that these churches, these old churches, had like better lighting, just because there's so much like intricate detail in a lot of the artwork and stuff, and it's hard to appreciate it or see it as well or capture it as well in photos with like not as great lighting, which is what I did like about the previous church cathedral, because it had nice like natural lighting. But obviously I understand that this was built not with the idea of taking photos of it in mind. I also just learned through my audio guide here / the internet that this place, construction of it began in 1227 and that it finished in 1493, which is just so crazy. The history of this town, it's just like you're really stepping back in time, which is so crazy, which is probably one of my favorite things about visiting here. It's just crazy that this, like I said, like it sounds so cheesy, but this stuff has really withstood the test of time. Okay, so we just got done seeing the cathedral. It was crazy. It's super beautiful. It took like an hour and a half, but let me show you the view of the whole city now. So this is like the more modern half of Toledo, and we're taking that escalator down to the parking garage we parked in, but it's still very pretty. And yeah, it's just a gorgeous day. The sky's cleared up. Thankfully it rained while we were in the cathedral, but yeah, now we're off to our Airbnb. We're outside of our Airbnb waiting for our parents. Let me show you guys the view. It's crazy. It's just so pretty. It's like this little courtyard. Spanish style with the arches. Very fitting for the location. And you can see just the top of the monastery from this morning, right above the backdrop of our Airbnb. All right, time for an Airbnb tour. So you walk in, right here to your right, you have the kitchen with some nice appliance action. Close the door there. Privado, no entra. Here we have the living room. Very kind of them. Housewarming gift. Cute wall decor, very clean, very nice. Wall art. Cool coat hangers. And here is my room with Benjamin. They left some nice dried flowers. I'm just claiming this is me and Benjamin's room too. I'm assuming it will be. And then back here, parents. They have a nice little guitar, bed. Maybe that'll be me and Benjamin's actually now. I'm noticing two separate beds. And then here a bathroom. Oh, this bathroom's actually really nice. Hello, hey. And then here is another bathroom. Voila. And that's the Airbnb. Very nice. Great work again, Dad. Killing the Airbnb game. We're at the Mosque of Cristo de la Luz. Look how beautiful that is. This is just the outdoor portion right here. And then there's that. But this was here like pre-Roman times. And then obviously like everything else was converted under the new rule. And then here is the lookout from where we are standing at this mosque. Very pretty. Little street down there. Just gorgeous. Look at him prancing. So cute. Now we're actually inside of the mosque. If you couldn't tell already, Toledo really was the meeting ground of the three different religions. This mosque was again Christianized, like a lot of other things in this city. Bro, what? For those who don't know, Toledo is where they made the swords that were used in the Lord of the Rings. So if you ever want to buy an authentic Sauron, I think that's his name, helmet, here's your spot. Everywhere you walk in Toledo, they have these like, not everywhere, but I mean on most major areas, they have these like little maps that show the whole town. It's kind of cool. And they have like all these like inscriptions here kind of saying what's what, a little key. The greenery against the sky, so beautiful. And now we are touring and climbing the ancient Roman escalators.
Well, we've been here before, so which way do we go?
Well, that officially more or less concludes our day in Toledo. It is the next day, Tuesday, and we're driving down to Granada. And there'll be plenty more adventures there and beyond. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.